Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's breaking live stream here from Extreme Weather Videos. My name is meteorologist Joseph Pisani. We are covering some and tracking some severe weather that is moving here into the Georgia area from Alabama. We've been tracking this line of storms here tonight, and we've now got some severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect here in Georgia. So let's get right into it here. We'll show you what we're looking at here tonight as far as our radar goes. And so this is kind of where we're at right now. So here we can see this is that line of storms. The primary threat with this is going to be damaging winds as well as some possibility of some small hail. So this is now moving up through Rome, Cedartown, down getting close to the Carrollton, Georgia area. And there is this severe thunderstorm watch where you see this lighter shading here. It does include all of the Atlanta metro area. That is going until 11 o'clock tonight. So again, if you live here in west central Georgia, western Georgia, even through the Atlanta metro area, just be mindful that we do have the possibility of some severe weather that is going to be moving through here really in the next hour to hour and a half tonight as we go into the later evening. It's moving out of Birmingham, but this I-20 ride here between Birmingham and the state line looking pretty rough. This severe thunderstorm warning was just issued not too long ago. This is there for western Paulding County, Haralson County, central Carroll County, southeastern Floyd County, Polk County, and southwestern Bartow County. We're looking at the potential for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts with this. This storm is moving off to the east-southeast at about 40 miles per hour. So we're talking probably starting to see some of these severe winds move into places like Tallapoosa, over toward Buchanan. It's now moved through the Cedartown area. We're seeing these storms move over toward Rockmart, Aragon, up into Rome. That's where we could possibly be seeing some of that hail here, where we're seeing some of these brighter pinks here just on the south side of Rome around Saddle Mountain, Silver Creek, kind of where we see this these flashing colors here. That's where we're seeing the possibility that there could be some hail involved in some of these areas. And this is all moving off to the east-southeast. So this is going to be approaching the Cartersville, Dallas, down to Temple, Villa Rica line here in about the next 20 or so minutes. This current severe thunderstorm warning does go for another 23 minutes on that area there. So we're going to be keeping an eye on this here as we go through this evening. But if you live here or have family or friends that live out here in West Georgia, probably just want to shoot them a text, give them a heads up. Hey, some pretty strong storms are going to be moving through this area in the next 30 minutes or so. Back here in Alabama, there's this severe thunderstorm warning as well for 60-mile-per-hour winds and a little bit of maybe some small hail there. So keeping an eye. That's going to be moving down here. This southern part of the line will probably be coming down here south of I-20. So that'll head down toward the Franklin, Noonan, LaGrange areas. And this lighter shading here, anywhere you've seen these lighter shadings, that includes DeKalb County and some of these other counties down here in western and southern Atlanta. That's where that severe thunderstorm watch here is in effect. And that goes until 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern. So damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour possible. Tornado or two possible, not ruled out. Not seeing any indication of tornado warnings at this time. But you can see this line here where there's this dramatic shift in winds with this line coming in here in the western side. And sometimes what will happen with these QLCS, we call them QLCS storms, quasi-linear convective system, you can get those brief spin-up tornadoes, those EF0s, EF1s even, sometimes up to an EF2, quick spin-up tornado that that can be on the ground for 5-10 minutes or so. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on this line here as it does continue to march off here toward the east, toward the Atlanta metro area. So again, pretty powerful storm system here that's moving through the southern Birmingham area back into now west central Georgia, west of Atlanta. It looks like they just made an update on this. 938 severe thunderstorms located along extending from 6 miles west of Yulee to near Van Wert to Tallapoosa, moving east at 40 miles per hour. So they've changed that direction. It wasn't moving southeast. Now they're showing that it is moving east. Thanks, RJ, for sharing out the live stream. Folks, if you're just tuning in, definitely feel free to hop in the live chat. Let us know where you're watching from. But once this line of storms moves through our area here in Atlanta, it'll still be raining throughout the first part of the overnight hours, probably till about 3-4 a.m., I'd say. New special weather statement down here for this. 40-mile-per-hour winds possible. There, this is down here near Morrison, Crossroads, Woodland, Wedowee. They're in Alabama approaching the state line. So we've got some folks down here in western Georgia, kind of South Carrollton, Rootville. I know one of our team members, Nathan, he's down there in the Rootville area. So that special weather statement's just off to his west. Severe thunderstorm warning to his north. But I think here around eastern suburbs, it's going to be right around 11 o'clock or so when this line of storms moves through. The current thinking is that these are going to kind of be weakening as they come into Atlanta. That's one reason why this severe thunderstorm watch is not further east, doesn't include more counties to the east, because we are expecting this line to start losing some of that steam, so to say, as it continues to push off to the east this evening. So let's put this in motion here. I'm going to flip back as well to our radar here, keeping an eye on this. Just less instability, Rob. The further east that we're going, there's a little bit less instability, and we can see that here. Looking at, let's go to our HRRR model here, and this is in progress. So here's the map of the surface base cape. So we can see there's really very little cape as we go through the next couple hours. It kind of doesn't. The peak cape that we kind of have here around the Birmingham area, this kind of goes away. That's kind of where what's leading to some of these, and then our shear value also kind of diminishes a little bit. But, I mean, it'll probably be enough to kind of hold it together here for the next hour or so. This is the mesoscale discussion that came out earlier this evening. Potential for upscale growth of the complex into a loosely organized MCS or Boeing cluster across northeastern Alabama into northwest Georgia later this evening, which is going on right now. Buoyancy will decrease with the eastward extent. Dry low and mid-levels could support stronger downdrafts with damaging gusts should a more organized Boeing system develop. Severe threat appears likely to continue over much of Weather Watch 29 and 30 this evening and it may locally extended an area over western Georgia to account for the continued risk. And that's exactly what happened. They did expand that watch further to the east to include the Atlanta metro area. So MCS will continue to move east-southeastward across Alabama and Georgia. This just came out, by the way. This is an update to that mesoscale discussion that we were just looking at. So that's going to continue to move east-southeast across Alabama and Georgia with a risk for damaging wind gusts. Regional radar imagery showed an initially loosely organized cluster of thunderstorms had developed into an MCS across portions of Alabama, western Georgia. The environment remains broadly unstable and moderately sheared across much of the southeast, which should continue to maintain the organized Boeing segment and supercells. While not overly intense, more organization has been noted within the last 2 hours, suggesting a consolidated cold pool, stronger surface pressure gradient. This will support the potential for damaging wind gusts, max of 60 to 65 miles per hour, and possibly a QLCS tornado, which is exactly what I was just talking about. Or two, as the convective complex continues east-southeast into parts of eastern Alabama and west-central Georgia, including the metro Atlanta area here in 1 to 2 hours this evening. So that's why I came on live, because we were seeing this uptick in this storm complex here. Yeah, excellent explanation there, Rob. Yeah, so this is definitely an interesting system that we're gonna have to keep an eye on. This upscale growth as it approaches our area. And I wouldn't be surprised to see if they do, with that, given that update that just came out, they may continue to expand. They may continue to expand this severe thunderstorm watch further east, maybe a couple more counties. Joining us now on the live stream is our good friend Rob Celso. Rob, great to have you here on the stream with us tonight. So, obviously, we've been keeping an eye on this MCS that's developed here right over the Georgia-Alabama state line. Looking pretty impressive. It's got a good amount of lightning on it. We're seeing some more severe thunderstorm warnings pop up on it. Obviously, an update to that mesoscale discussion, which I just went over. What are your thoughts, man?
Boundary layer only goes so far, and once it gets east of Atlanta and all that, it's going to lose its power due to that less buoyancy and more of a instability inverse, which is less of it.
Yeah, hey, I just got you on. Can you sorry about that. I just got your audio connected here. It wasn't coming through at first. Can you kind of recap that real quick?
Yeah, so basically what I was saying is we have a nice MCS, like you were saying, or mesoscale convective system. We also have a QLCS with some pretty decent wind, and we're seeing that upscale growth now. But as you were saying earlier, with the eastern movement of this growth, we'll see less of that, convection due to the instability kind of tapering off as we get east of Atlanta here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see really what happens here, I'd say, in the next hour. I think folks on the west side of Atlanta, obviously now coming into Bremen, Dallas, you're right on the verge of this. Probably going to start getting windy up here toward Cartersville. Those areas right now are kind of in the bullseye for this potentially 60-mile-per-hour wind threat. And on the northern side up here, kind of near Yaharley and west of Cartersville, that's where there could be a little bit of hail. I'm kind of curious. Let's take a look at our vertically integrated. Yeah, maybe a little small hail possibly up in that area um, as well.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but I
So
think the rest of the evening is gonna be mostly wind threat for this system.
yeah, and I'm still keeping an eye on that potential for those QLCS tornadoes here as we go
Yeah, of
really
course.
here through the next hour. I was keeping an eye kind of right in this area here, kind of northeast of Buchanan, where you see like these little, almost like little notches develop within this line segment. That's kind of the area that we
Right.
want to keep an eye on here.
Yeah, that's a good point. You could definitely get those embedded tornadoes or like embedded updrafts in the line.
Yeah,
Is
kind of like
there
right in like this area is kind of one
yeah,
area, and then that
do you
area. And
know how much bulk shear we have tonight for this MCS to
I
deal
we
with?
could take a look at that. I was just looking at that. It seemed decent. I mean, it's like I think like 40, 45
48.
knots. Let's come back to our H triple R here.
Decent, not like the usual what we need, like a 50 or 55
Yeah,
gust.
I think it's a little bit lower. Uh, 0 to 6. Yeah, about 45.
Decent.
I mean, not huge here.
Uh,
So let me clear this out. Yeah, obviously it's better up here, kind of north. The shear values are a little bit higher over there, and kind of northeast Alabama. Let's kind of see how this plays out, though. If we kind of see that move over east at all, a little bit. Shear kind of comes in after the event almost.
yeah, I see that.
But in the next 1 to 2 hours, there's enough right there, you know.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, that's basically an hour from now. So that's why really the western side of Atlanta, I think, has a great, and then kind of that next hour kind of falls apart, at least as far as the shear values go. So, but these little areas, there's another area there that just kind of popped up here that we might need to keep an eye on. Right up here, kind of this area, just northeast of Rockmart. See where that red and that green's kind of maybe trying to come together a little bit.
Right.
So that's kind of the area where they're talking about we could have to keep an eye on for any brief little kind of just south of Taylorsville in this area here. Let's come back to our reflectivity. Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, that's the thing. A lot of these QLCS tornadoes, Rob, as you know, a lot of them are like embedded in the line. So when you're looking at the reflectivity, it can kind of sometimes be hard to exactly make it out. But there almost is like that little comma shape here on the northern side of the line here.
Yeah, it does have that type of look, doesn't it?
Yeah, almost where where's
It
my
has like those, I call them like kinks in the line where it has like those like like you were saying
yeah,
like elbow looking appendages. Yeah.
exactly.
So would this be classified as a bow echo?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like an MCS, not quite a bow echo. It has a little bit of bowing features like bowing
Right.
segments, but I wouldn't say it's
Yeah.
true
Right.
bow echo.
It'd have to be a bigger,
Yeah,
like
it'd have to be
duration.
bigger,
Right.
but kind of like here's our like
Right.
comma, right? So you got that, and then it kind of, so your peak winds are basically right where that area. That's where you're gonna have some of your strongest winds, right at the leading edge of that,
Right.
like you were talking about that bow.
Yeah, I can see that.
But then kind of like down here again, east of Buchanan, where you have a little kink in the line here, kind of near Draketown in that area. That's where I
Right.
like to look and see what's going on with our velocities. And again, there's a little bit of uptick in the intensity right there.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so that's again those two areas, kind of where I've highlighted up here, just south of Yaharli, and then here around the just east of Draketown. This is coming over toward Paces Meadows, Holly Berry, Mulberry Place. This is north of Villa Rica. Here's I-20 for reference, coming west out of Atlanta. And then there, okay, so boom, new severe thunderstorm warning just issued. So they're going ahead and issuing this early because they are expecting this to be a big wind event here. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning. This is a lot of counties here on the western suburbs and does include parts of the metro area here now in Atlanta. So this is for Paulding County, Eastern Carroll County, Cobb County, Douglas County, Northwestern Coweta County, Southwestern Fulton County, and South Central Bartow County. This is going till 10:45 Eastern Time. And again, that storm is now moving southeast at about 45 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, and penny-size hail are your hazards. They also have on this tornado possible tag. So that's exactly what we were talking about. So we're definitely keeping a close eye on this. I mean, we've got 1.3 million people, Rob, that are here within this one severe thunderstorm warning because it does include much of the western suburbs here of the Atlanta metro area. So 1.3 million people right now have just been added to this severe thunderstorm warning. Again, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, penny-size hail possible, and keeping an eye up for the potential for a brief spin-up tornado here within this line. So we'll be with you guys as this is coming in here tonight.
Mm-hmm. Definitely got that diversion couplet with the winds coming in.
Yeah.
Those of you who don't know what a divergent couplet is, basically you have that kind of like a gust far away, but it shows up on the radar as like this big like area of wind that goes from the radar or towards the radar. It kind of has like a D shape, hence divergent couplet.
Exactly.
On the other hand, conversion is when you have that area of the red and the green in the middle kind of going around each other where you'll see the rotation, mostly in, supercells, clusters, things like that. We'll be seeing that tomorrow, most likely.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a big day. Not here in Georgia, but big severe weather day out west of here. But it has been crazy how fast that this severe weather season has kicked off here in March.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So Dallas, Georgia, Yaharli, Cartersville, down here toward Villa Rica, y'all are all within about 5 minutes of these 60 mile per hour plus winds going to be coming through here with this line. Some of the strongest winds, again, probably going to be just south here of Cartersville, and then just north of Villa Rica where this leading edge of this Boeing segment is. Carrollton, definitely strong thunderstorm. Going to be still strong winds down here. Even look at the velocities. Where you see these bright blue shadings here, that's where you have that dramatic wind shift that is happening. So the red color here that you see, these are winds that are blowing away from the radar. And our radar tower is here at Peachtree City. So the red winds are winds that are blowing away from the radar. Basically, that is your inflow winds into the storm. And then these bright greens and blue colors here, these are the winds that the storm is basically producing, which are your outbound winds, right? Which are actually blowing like toward the radar. So that's the color different. And where this line kind of sets up, that's where you've got where you've got those damaging winds that are moving through. So again, just on the western side of Dallas, kind of where there's this transition zone here, up toward Taylorsville, uh, Bud, down toward Villa Rica, all these areas here, and even down here toward Carrollton on the southern side, south of I-20.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So really, really strong winds about to be moving in here. Not seeing any sort of indication on the CC drop of any
We've had a decent
tornado
amount
or
of
anything like that.
We had a decent amount of wind reports today too, over in Alabama.
Yeah, and all this has come from Alabama. I mean, there's still other severe thunderstorm warnings here, even west of Tuscaloosa right now and out there as well. Talladega, this whole storm complex really kind of has been coming through today.
It really has. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more wind reports here in western Georgia.
Yeah, I think we'll see. Think we'll see a good uptick. Let me actually real quick check on some of the latest SPC storm reports that are coming in right now. I think we've actually got maybe a couple here. Just on the state line, there are a couple here. Let's see here. Yeah, this was earlier within the last hour. Looks like we've got that's there in Jefferson County, Alabama.
Copy that.
Trees down. Trees blown down on a home 900 block of Waterworks Road. And that was Columbus, Mississippi, actually.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Columbus, Mississippi's gotten some damage. Trees down on homes. Man. Bessemer, Alabama. Trees down involving power lines. So nothing yet in Georgia as far as the wind reports, but definitely keep an eye on that. If you've got an update or something like that, definitely let us know what's happening in your area in the chat. Whoa, meanwhile, we also have a flash flood warning now for the Birmingham area. This is kind of big news here. Flash flood warning remaining in effect now till 11:30 p.m. for central Jefferson County. 1 to 2 inches of rain is already fallen, an additional 1 to 2 inches of rain, and flash flooding is already occurring out there from these training thunderstorms. So that's going on out there. But meanwhile, we're still keeping an eye on, again, 60-mile-per-hour wind, penny-size hail possible anywhere in this line. Another special weather statement update down here. Strong thunderstorms will impact portions of southwestern Carroll, Heard, and west central Georgia, Coweta counties there through 10:30. So that's going to be going on for about another 28 minutes. Again, this here is just below severe limits. The further south on the line you go, not quite severe limits. That's the difference between a special weather statement and a severe thunderstorm warning. Typically, you'll get the special weather statements when you're expecting at least 40-mile-per-hour winds, between 40 and 55. And then once it's over 55, that's when you'll have the severe thunderstorm warning that will get issued because it's that next level of criteria with this. So Villa Rica, Dallas, up to Dallas right here along Highway 61. That's where some of the strongest winds likely are ongoing right now.
Copy that. Yeah, it's definitely I mean, it's a good thing that we're getting rain here in the southeast, but we definitely don't want flooding. That's definitely not what is needing. But hopefully everybody there is staying safe.
Yeah, we've gotten a good bit of rain here the last couple days.
I agree. We're supposed to get some more rain here where I'm at in Tampa Bay area on Thursday. So that would be nice.
Yeah, well,
Clear.
we've had such a drought this year.
Yeah, we really have. Been one of the most historic droughts we've had here in a long time. So,
It's definitely coming down out here in
yeah.
Douglas County. I mean, you can't even. There's a look at I-20 there near Chapel Hill Road. So that's kind of where that line's moving through right now there.
Oh yeah.
Mile
Look at that.
marker 36. And it is pouring there. Can't even really see anything that's going on there, man, you know?
Yeah, definitely some heavy precip.
Yep. A little bit further
I-
down. Here's a
Yeah, that's the thing about Dixie Alley-sips like this. You get a lot of heavy precipitation.
yeah. Yeah, it'll dump a couple inches pretty quick.
Mhm.
I was seeing if I could see out what the wind's like out there. Doesn't look too bad.
No.
But again, this is just now coming in here.
Where is this at again?
This is near Douglas County here.
Georgia?
Yeah, in Georgia. Yep.
Copy that.
Mile marker 38.
Yeah, you could see the roads are definitely getting wet.
Yeah, that rain's definitely picking up because this is that line moving in. Was trying to get out ahead of it, and this is actually looking west.
Oh wow, so right into
So
the
we're
area.
pretty much looking, yeah, right into the storm here with this
Mhm.
camera angle. And you can see here, flip back to the radar real quick, where Dallas is, Douglasville, in that area.
Yep.
Let me come back to our radar. So it's still out ahead. This is Douglasville. This kind of right where we're looking at here, down I-20. Pretty much right around here, I think. Yeah, it's 34. So it's actually probably right in here. I think this is 30. Yeah, this is 38. Actually, it's just east of there. So it's coming through Villa Records. So it's still probably about 10 minutes away from that camera that we were just looking at.
Copy that.
Maybe we can find a 34, mile mark 37, 36. Here we go. Here's 34. That's a little harder to see. But this is pretty much right where the storm's coming in at right now.
Yeah.
It's hard to get it. Ooh, wow, bright lightning there. You can see the lightning there on the feed there. And this is looking east. So this is looking actually towards Atlanta. We're looking at I-20 east. So it's actually coming in from behind us. Let me see if I can find a camera facing west. I-20 west. Here we go. Let's go with this guy.
Yeah, I use these websites all the time, especially when like
Man,
let's
it
say
is
there's-
just coming down there.
oh yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
even barely
I-
even see the road.
When there's not a lot of chasers, let's say in one area, this is a very good resource to use.
Oh, yeah. Kind of gives you an idea, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And it's good for like if there's a radar, like if it's slow a little bit, you could see like where the storm is if it's in a good enough view.
Yeah, like this camera here's got a really good view.
Definitely.
That's probably one of the better cameras because you can actually see the tree line, so you can see, what the winds are like. And this is still, right now, probably 8 miles, 6 miles east of the main line. Oh, you can see the lightning there.
Oh yeah. Nice CG.
Yeah, that was a nice. That lit up the sky there.
Oh yeah. Man, there's nothing like hearing that first clap of thunder when spring comes.
Yeah, exactly. Let me flip back over here real quick.
Happened here last week.
Gonna put this camera back up for you guys because this is definitely a good view here.
Wow. Coming into Douglasville now, it looks like. If it's not already there.
I have my All right, there you go. Yeah, it's coming in. It's just west of Douglasville right now.
Copy that.
Where we're looking at here on this camera. Looks like just north of there. So Dallas up through there's another nice flash of lightning. North of Dallas is starting to get a little interesting.
Yeah, copy that.
Velocity. Oh yeah, just south of Dallas. Look at this surge here on the radar. Look at this big surge right here coming right toward Douglasville. See that? That there, Rob, is a classic, bow echo look on the velocity signature.
Yeah.
See
exactly.
that? So right here, Hiram, Georgia, down toward Douglasville. I mean, they're gonna get blasted with some of these winds here in a little bit.
Yeah, copy that.
Oh. Thought the camera. You can see the wind. You can see the rain blowing. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can literally see the sheets of rain blowing on the road. Look at that, Rob. Not sure how well that's showing up on the camera there, but you can definitely see the wind picking up there, and the sheets of rain starting to blow across the highway there.
Yeah, you could definitely. Ooh, lightning again. Yeah.
Yeah, so Douglasville is really here briefly going to be getting some pretty intense winds here. From Hiram down to Douglasville, what is that? Right along Highway 92. Wow. Yeah.
Yep. Copy that.
Yeah, that lightning is intense.
Oh yeah, look at that. Ooh.
Man, there could be a little interesting feature here right around Hiram. Look at this. This is exactly what we're talking. I'm wondering if this could be a little QLCS tornado trying to develop right around Hiram. That's an area I would keep an eye on. If you're in and around the Hiram, Georgia area, or just north of there, up here toward Carrington Chase, west of Powder Springs, be mindful. There is some indication of rotation here right around the Hiram area. And we're seeing this. There's this little kink in this line right here, just northwest of Hiram on the radar. I'm going to flip back to the radar here, Rob, for our viewers. So, again, right here, just northwest of Hiram, near Copper Mine Estates, Forest Echo, those neighborhoods here, we're seeing a little indication that there could be some rotation trying to develop right around there, right on the leading edge of this line, which is a very common place to have these QLCS tornadoes. So if you're in and around the Hiram, down toward Ashley Acres, over toward Powder Springs, Clarksdale, even north of Austell, be prepared to be taking some tornado precautions, because these kind of tornadoes, they can spin up pretty quick. They may not be the strongest tornadoes, but they can spin up pretty quick, knock down trees, power lines. So if you're in and around over from Hiram to Powder Springs to Clarksdale, I'd be taking those tornado precautions. I wouldn't be surprised to see if something does potentially get issued in and around that area. We'll have to see if that signature gets any stronger here, but definitely seeing almost like a little mini couplet trying to develop here right in and around the Hiram area. Down here near Douglasville, there is some very broad rotation right around I-20, but not quite as tight as we're seeing up here near the Hiram area. So those are kind of the two areas that we're keeping an eye on. And then up there. But yeah, that area there's definitely a little kink trying to develop there. See that, Rob? Right there in the line?
Yeah, I could see that.
Yep. So that definitely has me. That's exactly what they were talking about. Right in there. There's a little bit of a kink. And yeah, so just on the southern end of that, yeah. So it doesn't match perfectly, but it's close. It is definitely close. And again, this severe thunderstorm warning here that you see outlined in yellow, this goes for another 30 minutes here. So this goes till 10:45 Eastern time. Includes Marietta, Dallas, Douglasville, South Fulton, Carrollton, Western Atlanta, Lithia Springs, Vinings, even over near East Point, Fairburn, Whitesburg, all the way down to Noonan. Yeah, this is definitely a area to watch for sure. Right in and around the Hiram area. Is Ryan Hall? Does he not have any? He doesn't even have a y'all watch out for that. Yeah, right around Powder Springs, Indian Rose. Y'all just go ahead and be prepared for that. Go ahead and take your safety precautions if you're in and around the Powder Springs area. Again, these QLCS tornadoes, Rob, as we know, they will come in and out of there faster than you can blink your eyes.
Oh, yeah. They're very unpredictable.
Yeah, they can be on the ground for a minute and a half and done and gone. It can even happen in between radar scans. So that's when I see a signature like this, and especially knowing this type of scenario that we have this evening with the profiles and the shear that we have in place, we can get those brief spin-up tornadoes. Even mentioned in the mesoscale discussion that there could be a couple, and that's a classic sample of what I'd be looking at for a QLCS tornado within this line, right in that area. Yeah, it's still showing that kink, so probably Powder Springs over here toward Quail's Nest, Milford. This one's it's kind of moving almost due east, really, where that couplet almost is kind of developing. Yeah, it's still showing there.
I mean,
wow, did you see that lightning?
Yeah, it does. If we had better instability east of this, we could probably even get some pop-ups in front of the line, but we just don't have that.
Yeah. No, we're not getting any supercells out ahead of this line, it looks like.
Not at all.
But yeah, definitely some very, very intense winds nonetheless. Pretty much stretching from Hiram down through Douglasville, Chapel Hill, Fairplay, Chattahoochee Hills, over towards South Fulton. All these areas are getting some of that really strong damaging wind. think this area here just north of I-20 right now is going to get some of the strongest winds coming in. Yeah, I've got folks out here flashing their hazard lights going down the road headed west. Cuz that it is a I'm sure it's a rough drive out there.
Copy that. Definitely looking pretty good, honestly, when it comes to dynamics. But hopefully, people are staying safe from the wind coming in.
Yeah. There is rain out ahead of this too. When we're looking here at the radar, I mean it is light rain, but it's already raining in and around downtown Atlanta, coming into downtown. Over here, some light rain. So this line of storms is not going to be like that dramatic shift because the rain's already falling out ahead of it. And that's again with these QLCS tornadoes, they're line embedded. So it'll just seem like a regular thunderstorm, and then all of a sudden, the next thing uh, there's this QLCS tornado. So yeah, Powder Springs is coming right through Powder Springs right now. If there's anything on that, also keeping an eye up here. Let's see. I want to see what this is looking like up here, southwest of Cartersville. That's might be a loose area of rotation. But man, we are seeing right here around Douglasville right now. It is really coming through. That lightning is just picking up in intensity out there. And there could be a little bit of hail there. It looks like just right in around the Hiram area where we're keeping an eye
Yeah,
on that.
definitely looked like I had at a higher DBZ than usual. Could
Yeah.
be hail.
I mean, again, they said up to pea-size hail, penny-size hail, is
Yeah.
possible. Doesn't look like this would probably be a little bit smaller than that. But down here southeast of Carrollton might be some bigger hail down in that area.
Yeah, copy that. Definitely interesting setup here.
East. I'm trying to see if there's another westbound view. Let's go to the next page real quick. Mile marker 40. Yeah, I mean, these people are crawling out here, man. That's a tough shot there. This is Mount Vernon. It's a pretty decent view. Yeah, you can see it's raining out there. This is out further east. This is still out ahead of the line. This is mile marker 42. Mount Vernon Road. That would be. I think that's out here. Let me look. I mean, it's raining pretty hard there.
It is definitely higher precip. Definitely.
Yeah, it's raining all. There's 44. There's 42. Yeah, the good news is though, look at the signature here on the radar. It's almost like just what we were talking about. This is good news. Is the QLCS really in the last 5-10 minutes, especially down here around I-20, it's almost lost some of its organization you can see. And now it's almost more like trying to re-intensify more on the south side. And this northern side is really now just becoming a messy thunderstorm with an embedded QLCS system. So that's the good news is it's not looking quite as well organized as it was, say, even just, 10 minutes ago. Let's play this back. You can see it was really well organized here through northwest Georgia, coming through Cedartown. But now we've got almost like this moisture from the south that's riding north. So you have this boundary that's moving from south to north. Kind of the stuff that's been down in Carrollton that's been moving north that's kind of collided right here around Douglasville. So you have a line that's moving east, and then you have storms here from the south that are kind of moving northeast. And so right in around that area is where you do have a little bit of that that rotation that can happen right around there that we've seen tonight.
Yeah,
now,
for sure.
kind of east of Hiram, Lithia Springs, Austell, that area. So again, that's where some of the just like what I was saying, Lithia Springs, there, Austell, that's where some of those strongest winds right now likely are going to be. Wow. Man, I wish I would have been showing you the amazing lightning activity here coming in here at Mount Vernon Road.
Definitely.
Hmm. I'm curious if they'll end up issuing another severe thunderstorm warning at all. Oh, we just have something happen there on I-20. Everyone's slowing down.
Yeah, it sure is.
Put their hazard on. Looked like there was a little incident there almost. Yeah, this wind, though, if strongest winds again, you can see here now pretty much from near Powder Springs, south through Lithia Springs, Chapel Hill, down towards South Fulton. That's where your big wind shift is going to be happening here. Let's see if we've gotten any sort of wind reports at all. Curious. Still nothing coming out of Georgia yet.
Yeah.
24 wind reports, 11 hail reports today so far.
24? Wow.
Yeah.
Not bad. I mean, that's a good amount for a slight risk, I'd say.
Yeah. I was about to say, it's interesting because they actually, as you can see here, they did add that slight risk area there pretty much right up to the western suburbs here of Georgia for today, including the Atlanta metro area there that they ended up putting that slight out for us. That's today. And then we've got a lot of severe weather that we're going to be keeping tomorrow, as Rob, as you already mentioned. Big day tomorrow and multiple enhanced risk areas there across from Chicago all the way back down into Missouri and then once again in Texas. And then that storm system will continue to push off to the east. So here in Georgia, we'll get another round of storms as we get from Wednesday night into Thursday. Big slight risk area. Wouldn't be surprised to see some of this area potentially get upgraded. And then once we get in the day 4 through 8 outlook, right now, nothing, but that could change. So definitely a lot to keep our eye on here, Rob, over the next couple of days, um, across
See that? Yeah.
much of the area.
Got a busy setup here tomorrow, and then Thursday we got a large area of a slight risk too. So you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. The good news is this area that I was watching around Powder Springs with that little notch, that's definitely kind of fallen apart. So it looks like
Yeah.
the QLCS tornado threat is going down up there. Probably fairly minimal. Right now, this definitely looks more like a straight line damaging wind threat potential, um, with potential for up to 60-mile-per-hour winds in pockets. Not everyone here in this severe thunderstorm warning is going to see those 60-mile-per-hour winds. The reason that they issue the severe thunderstorm warning for such a large area is because there are pockets where you can have those 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts within that line as it's moving through. And the good news is it's definitely more disorganized here. Now a little bit on the northern side, especially here around the Chapel Hill, South Fulton, Fairplay. But down here south, coming into Noonan, Franklin, Hogansville, all these areas, that's a really heavy thunderstorm there. Lots of precipitation. Could see some quick flash flooding in some spots in those areas. But I don't think they're going to issue another warning after this, Rob. I'm just not seeing it. Maybe
No.
a special weather statement.
Yeah.
Um,
I can see that too.
but I don't think that we'll get a further east severe thunderstorm warning out of this line. So that is the good news. Is the storm system definitely is weakening, but still, as we can see, a lot of rain here behind it as we go through the next couple of hours. So that is definitely some good news. So I think they will probably be allowing this warning to expire here at 10:45 Eastern time. I wouldn't even be surprised to see if they end up canceling it early, or at least parts of it. Maybe parts of it they might trim it. We'll have to see here if they do. But overall, it's definitely looking a little bit better out there than it was. Yeah, even the hail threat's very, very minimal. Best hail threat now is down here near Central Hatchie. And back here near Rockford, Alabama, decent little hail threat south of Stewartsville.
Copy that. Yeah, I just don't think there's enough energy for this to persist on. I mean, definitely flooding is a threat. I would definitely say that. But
Yeah, no, it is. There's definitely still a little brief
yeah,
flash flood threat in some low lying spots and those types of things.
definitely. Yeah, I would agree with that.
But I mean, it's definitely coming down there already, as we can see. I mean, that rain's it's pretty heavy out there. That's Factory Shoals Road there.
So I
But
have a
folks,
question.
um,
I'll go.
if you want a great weather radar, check out either download or check out WeatherWise. Absolute great radar software that you can use. It is free. You can go to weatherwise.app and use that. They also have some awesome pro features as well. I've got the pro subscription. It gives you access to some of the different additional features. You get the Ryan Hall y'all mode on there. You get the traffic cameras. You get all sorts of customizations available with this. So definitely want to shout out WeatherWise for being our radar software that we're using here at Extreme Weather Videos. So always glad to give them a nod of appreciation for everything that they do in providing this for us.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's a great site for radar and other things.
See what it's looking like
Like
by.
you
Do they
can
have
look
a
at
video for this
cameras
one?
of You can look at chasers, cameras, all things like that. It's a great
Wow,
site.
look at this. Look at this, Rob. This is by Six Flags Parkway. Look how low the visibility is there, man.
Oh wow, yeah,
Like
total.
it is pouring there. See the guy
That's
there with
right.
his hazard lights on. So
That's
yeah, this is
rainfall.
coming into Atlanta, looking west. So yeah, that definitely matches up with what's coming down I-20, man. So we're definitely gonna get plenty of rain here this evening with
Yeah,
this line of storms coming in.
copy that. Definitely.
So it's gonna be great weather here to sleep to.
Yep.
Meanwhile,
Good.
out east, it's like it's
Yeah.
just starting to come down a little bit there. Not too bad though. Out here east in Fulton County, their exit 51.
Yeah. So I was saying also definitely going to be mostly a rain shield probably by the time midnight comes around. I would
Oh
say.
yeah, for sure. I mean, and that rain shield will really continue here, probably through about 3-4 a.m. Because you can see here, this goes all the way back here, pretty much to Gadsden, Alabama, and then up here, it's already coming through Delano. So it'll be a couple hours. I'd give it a solid 2 or 3, maybe 4 hours. So I mean, we're pretty much just now starting to get some of that light rain here in the eastern suburbs right now. So you'll probably have a couple rumbles of thunder, especially if you're closer to the I-20 corridor, is my thinking, and just that light to moderate rainfall north especially north of 78, going out east of Atlanta, with this line of storms kind of moving off to the east southeast. So downtown Atlanta, we got some heavier rain moving in. Mableton's got some really heavy rain. Over toward Lithia Springs, Douglasville, you're pretty much through the heaviest rain. Villa Rica, you're behind that as well. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, they'll probably just let this warning expire. I don't see them issuing a new warning for this. I'd be interested to see if they do issue a warning kind of down here south at all, but maybe just a special weather statement in all honesty down here near Noonan. Most of this now is getting to the point where it is mostly just heavy rain. It's losing a little. It's lost a lot of that organization that we were seeing, 20 minutes ago, earlier, which is good news. I'd be interested to see if there was anything that actually happened out here near Hiram and that area when we were looking at that kink in the line earlier. See if there was any sort of
Yeah.
reports on any of that from earlier this evening, but the good news is things are definitely winding down here as this line continues to move off to the east southeast here. Still at about 40 miles an hour or so, but looks like it's gonna be uh, pretty peaceful sleeping weather here. So I'm looking forward to that. But I did when I saw kind of that mesoscale discussion coming out. I'm like, I did want to hop on here and go live. Just in case, something kind of popped off. We did get that severe thunderstorm warning. There were probably some areas, I'm sure, that saw some pretty gusty winds. We even had a tree come down here in my house back in the woods, thankfully.
Oh wow.
I don't know, it must have been on Sunday or something like that when that last round of storms came through. Knocked down a pine tree. I mean, it was basically dead anyways. So, but still, that's the thing with these storms. They can come in pretty quick, and it doesn't take too much. You get the right gust of wind at the right thing, it can cause damage. So thank you guys for tuning in. But it definitely looks like this storm here is definitely winding down. I don't see them extending this severe thunderstorm warning at all. But that does continue here just for a couple more minutes, about 6-7 more minutes till 10:45 p.m. Eastern. But it looks like the eastern suburbs are going to fare out just fine and not have to worry about the severe threat. So that is good news.
Definitely, yeah.
But Rob, thanks for hopping on here to
No
discuss
worries.
this with me tonight. I appreciate it, man.
I
And
might be
folks,
going live tomorrow. We'll
yeah, I was
see.
about to say, folks, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, definitely hit that subscribe button for us because Rob will be doing some live coverage tomorrow covering the severe weather across the Midwest and across the Southern Plains. So definitely be sure to subscribe because not only do we cover weather here in the Southeast, but we cover weather all across the country. So Rob will be hosting a live stream, hopefully at some point in time throughout the afternoon or evening tomorrow, depending on when things kind of pop off. So make sure you're subscribed for that. Also, check out our Discord channel. Links and to all of that is in the video descriptions. So we'd love to connect with you guys on there. But thank you guys for tuning in this evening. Rob, thank you for joining me, breaking down the analysis here of our storms moving through. And guys, we will be back here tomorrow before you know it, catching up with you guys, talking more severe weather. But I appreciate you guys being on here. So, Rob, thanks. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up as this line here finishes out, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Sounds good. Have a good night, everybody.
All right, y'all.
Stay safe.
Have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe out there.